Kamyar was a dreamer and a doer. I think about his passion, his vision, his ability to inspire. I think about how his laugh could light up a room, and his determination, his strength, his thoughtfulness, his care. He cared deeply and thought deeply about engineering education and Purdue's department, then School of Engineering Education. And he cared deeply about people, about family, colleagues, students, friends. And this shone through in everything that he did. Taking those together, he was the perfect founding head of this new Department of Engineering Education, leading this adventure for Purdue, for Purdue Engineering, for the university, and ultimately, I would say, for the field. And it was an adventure. Think about it. He was bringing into being and leading and shaping the first Department of Engineering Education in the country, in the world, making the bold statement that he could do so well, that engineering education is in its own right an engineering discipline, that it is grounded in education, but also in research and engagement, and that it was not only for university students, but it was for learners from preschool through life. One of the things that I think, for me, best captures this sense of what an adventure, what a revolution this was, is a simple change in language. He would bring together the Purdue E&E community every year, not for a retreat to plan the future, but for an annual advance. And that language continues, and that language is spreading.
While it wasn't ever part of the plan, I ended up becoming head. And I saw the role there was really to take the vision that Kamyar had and see it through and mature it. Those early years were very stressful for lots of people. A lot was achieved. Without his drive and determination, we would not have become established. But it then needed a period where we were both moving forward, but also consolidating, doing some further hiring, getting people ready for promotion and tenure, the people that he had hired initially. That was almost a sacred trust to carry forward his vision, to see the people that he had put his faith and trust in develop in their careers and thereby contribute to the evolution, development, maturity, the realization of this vision that he had had right at the beginning, before lots of others could even understand what this was or what are you talking about. He could see it, we were all living it. I only knew Kamyar for 6 or 7 years, but I felt like I'd known him forever. We connected on a whole lot of levels, unbelievable vision, but also his tolerance. There was times when he really frustrated me and he knew it, but he was incredibly gracious and forgave me for those moments when I kind of lost my cool, for which I'm profoundly regretful, but I know he didn't really care ultimately. He is a proud Persian, celebrating the Spring Festival every year, which was a special time for him. And I learnt so much from him in a very short time. And it was just a real privilege to be able to follow him in the role and hopefully not let him down in seeing through at least part of the big vision that he had for this place and for this area of research and scholarship.
So I first met Kamyar in Davos, Switzerland in 2008 at the Reese conference. And Kamyar, as I understand he did with so many people, Kamyar was asking what it would take to get me to come to Purdue. And I was then a very happy member of the founding group of Smith College faculty that had founded the first engineering program at a women's college. And I told Kamyar, well, not at this time. However, I have a sabbatical coming up next year. And he said, we would love to have you at Purdue. And so I drove across from Massachusetts to Indiana in the fall of 2009, and I spent a sabbatical at Purdue, which was a lovely time in my life. I got to think deeply about a few projects I was working on. I got to interact with the grad students at Purdue, and it planted a seed where I started thinking about, oh gosh, what if I could do engineering education research at a place like this where I would have faculty colleagues and graduate students that are thinking about the same things I'm thinking about. I never would have thought in 2009, I never would have thought that within 10 years I would be coming to Purdue, let alone as the new head of the School of Engineering Education, and in a headship that was named, in fact, for Kamyar Haghighi. And it is one of the great honors of my life to be able to have taken the mantle, to have inherited this vision from Kamyar, passed down through David, and to be thinking now about what the future of engineering education is.
One of my greatest moments of joy as dean was the naming of the headship in his honor. Thanks to the generosity of the S.D. Bechtel Jr. Foundation and Steve Bechtel, who shared Kamyar's passion for education and for Purdue. It was combined with deep sadness because we knew that he was battling ALS, but it also meant that his passion, his vision, his leadership, his voice would live on. And I still hear that voice.